Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to begin the weathering process on this MTH4884 BigBoy in HO scale. As far as I'm concerned, this is the last release of MTH's BigBoy that we have here, and we have number 4004. What we're going to be doing in this video is trying to replicate it as closely as possible to the prototypical 4004 locomotive in its heyday. And the majority of this video will be subtitled with what I'm doing during the weathering process, and yeah, hopefully towards the end we can compare photos of what it looked like in the beginning and the end, and then compare it to the actual prototypical photo. But yeah, we'll be going through the whole process, and I've gone right ahead. As you can see, I've masked off the parts that I don't want to be covered up or hazy, so the lights, the smoke fluid port, so this is where the smoke comes through, this being the last version of the HO MTH BigBoy. This comes with a steam whistle or a smoking whistle, so I've also covered up the port under there, done the headlight, the shield up the front. I've liquid masked the bell and the marker lights, and then other than that I've done the windows down here and the rear facing lights at the back, and also removed the rear coupler as it doesn't have a front coupler. So other than that, we're going to go straight into giving it a matte coat just to remove this glossy new look, and we'll show you the results after and how I go through. Just before we begin the weathering process with the first coats of matte, I just wanted to state that we have the locomotive running here on this track. This is just so that when we are spraying whatever it is, whether it be matte or paint or even putting powders on it, that it just won't clog up any of the moving parts, and it will also give a nice even spread, especially when we're spraying on things such as the wheels. Other than that, like I said, this is going to be a weathering process where we use multiple techniques, but primarily airbrushing, which is not something that everyone has access to, but if you do, it is a fantastic way of doing any sort of weathering. So I'm just going to state that we're going to start with this Vallejo Premium matte varnish, and we'll be applying it in light coats across the entire locomotive and letting it dry. So as you can see, we've reached the end of the video now. I have the guide photo of the prototypical 4004 Big Boy. Yeah, so this was basically a guide for how we were going to weather this locomotive, and we did try get as close as we could with the techniques that we knew and the materials that we had on hand. And I think overall we did a decent job. Doesn't look exactly like it. Obviously this is just the only photo that we had of this one angle, but I think we did a decent job in at least giving this realistic, weathered and prototypical look. So there you go, that is what we've done. Obviously this is a wide angle, so you can't see in great detail. What we are going to do is do a little operation video in this video here now, have it run around the track and have some close-up shots to see a bit more of the detail and the work that we've done on this locomotive. Throughout the video, as you've seen, two main techniques or methods that we use for weathering, the powders and the airbrush, and for us we think this is, well, these are the best methods to achieving a realistic look, and we certainly recommend them to anyone and everyone that wants to do any weathering projects, whether it be on locomotives or models like buildings and cars. Pretty much anything can be applied with those two methods. So yeah, what you've seen was a bit more of a cut, summarized version of the entire process. Obviously it takes quite a long time to do, but what you've seen is generally what we were doing. We haven't skipped out on anything that we did. It was just a bit more condensed. And yeah, in terms of the coupler that we weathered on the rear of the locomotive, we swapped it out for a Katie instead of the normal MTH knucklehead. That's just of our own preference, and other than that we haven't made any other modifications. And yeah, everything is done. We removed the masking tape, as you can see, so the windows do look quite clean, and the number boards as well, but yeah, in future we'll try and figure out a way to make them look dirty without blocking anything major. So yeah, we'll go straight into a operation, and we'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments about this project, and if you think it's worthwhile and if we've done a good job. We'd love to hear your opinions, and of course comment, like and subscribe.